I call this meeting to welcome back our good friend James Stephen from the Indies, but he should speak for himself.
I have here diagrams, first-hand accounts, and transcripts of trials where innocent Africans have been convicted of crimes they did not commit and were then burnt alive. There are pages and pages and pages of first-hand accounts and figures and statistics. On every island now there are rebellions. Haiti is in the hands of slaves, and slaves are anxious, they're impatient for their freedom. They hear about your work here. I saw a woman and her child being beaten in a coffee field. And afterwards I heard the woman tell her daughter that someone was coming across the sea to save them. She said it was King Wilberforce. So this time, gentlemen, we must not fail them.
What is it, James?
This is not a game for them.
We know that.
What I mean is, it's not enough. If we go to Parliament with this evidence, there'll be sympathy, there'll be concern, but it'll be just the same as every other time.
Have you come back to preach hopelessness?
No. No, I've had an idea. In my law books, I think I might have stumbled across something, and I want to propose it as a strategy. Nosus Decipia. It's Latin. Loosely translated, it means we cheat.
I don't care how important this is. I'll finish my shot. Oh, for God's sakes, what is it?
We decided... Billy, we've decided not to bring forward an abolition bill this year.
No?
Indeed not.
Instead, we're going to address ourselves to the issue of the use of neutral flags on cargo ships.
Oh, unutterably dull.
Exactly.
We're going to suggest that French cargo ships sailing under the American flag of convenience be liable to seizure by privateers.
Part of the war effort. Patriotism, all that.
Since when have you been interested in the war effort, patriotism and all that?
I'm not.
So, I'll continue with my game?
You don't see anything sinister in that measure?
No.
Then neither will they.
What the hell are you two talking about?
80% of all slave ships sailing to the Indies are flying the neutral American flag to prevent them from being boarded by privateers. If we pass a law removing that protection, no ship owner will dare allow his vessel make the journey.
This will only apply to French ships, not British.
And that's the beauty of it. Once any ship raises the American flag, by law it is neither French nor British. So our slave ships will be just as liable to seizure as French ones. The privateers won't care whose booty they're taking as long as they're operating within the law. Without the protection of neutral flags, 80% of the British slave trade will be finished overnight.
Dear God.
The Prime Minister, we need to tuck this bill away somewhere. Disguise it. Oh.
I won't even get to my feet in the house.
This would still fall short of abolition.
With their profits cut, I'd guess half the slavers will be bankrupt in 2 years. Then we'll pick off their MPs in the house one by one.
Whose idea was this?
A lawyer.
Anti-French bill, which is also anti-slavery. Don't know why I didn't think of this any sooner.
Oh, but we can't let anyone know that we're behind this.
We need you to instruct someone to put this bill forward who's seen as a patriot.
We don't want any fuss. We just need someone really, really boring.
Typically, a French ship will change its registration to raise the American flag and pick up a cargo of sugar in Havana. It will then sail to Carolina, or Virginia, or Florida, or New York City, or even Boston. The cargo will then be unloaded onto a second ship carrying the American flag and set sail for France. As things stand, neither the Royal Navy nor licensed privateers have power to seize such a ship. My proposition is that all ships flying the American flag be liable to search and seizure to put an end to this lamentable deceit on the part of the French and their Dutch and Spanish allies.
Mr. Speaker, I do believe the abolitionists are coming at us at a side wind.
Side wind? What kind of a side wind?
I'm not sure what kind of side wind. I just know that there's something going on. The Jacobites are in.
Jacobites? Really, I do think you might update your invective to reflect changing times.
Am I too late to call for an adjournment?
Of course you are. Now, will you let the honourable gentleman proceed?
As I was saying, my proposition is that all ships flying the American flag be liable to search and seizure, put an end to this lamentable deceit on the part of the French and their Dutch and Spanish.
Jackson, get into the chamber. Right. Camber, chamber, move your ass. What's going on? Just do it!
Everybody's at the races in Epsom. They were given free tickets. I saved one for you. A free gift from William Wilberforce.
What, the morgue wasn't available?
Break a leg, Counselor.
I hear he bribes jurors.
Zero conscience.
He's scum. He won the Fry case by getting Judge Cranepool's kid into Berkeley.
That's completely unethical.
And the conviction rate of this office is completely pathetic. And it was Harvard, by the way. Well, it's clear you think you know me. Let's see what I know about you. Richard Casey Woodland, backup QB, USC, dad's a state senator, charming, good with the jury, weak on the facts, not a rocket scientist. Billy Willis, smart, passionate, lets emotion cloud her judgment. Martin Allende.
Allende.
Loyola Law Review. Great on paper, weak on his feet, couldn't close a window. And of course...
Take your best shot.
Raina Troy, tough, brilliant, and I used to dream of getting you on a case. Major authority problem, a contempt citation waiting to happen.
Whatever.
I rest my case. I have a dossier on every single prosecutor in this building. Know thy enemy.
Aren't we on the same side now?
Well, the jury's out, isn't it? But of course, if the Dragon Lady assigned you to me, I guess you're on her hit list. That means you're damaged goods, and that means that we have something in common.
Madeline Poe.
You're not on the list.
I volunteered for the unit.
Well, I appreciate that, but you're not on the list.
Graduated cum laude from Stanford Law, clerked for the Ninth Circuit, and I've led this office in convictions for the last 2 years. I intend to become a defense attorney, and I'm here to learn from the best.
Well, there you go, sucking up. An effective tactic. Sit. You know, people say that high-priced defense attorneys beat prosecutors because it's easier to prove reasonable doubt than certain guilt. But there's a simple explanation for why I always win and you always lose, my vastly superior abilities as a lawyer notwithstanding. A prosecutor must conform his case to the demands of the legal system. A defense attorney conforms the legal system to the demands of his case. You want to win? Grab a pencil. I live by 3 simple rules. My cutthroat manifesto. These rules guide every single decision I make on every single case. Rule number 1, trial is war, second place is death. Rule number 2, truth is relative. Pick one that works. Rule number 3, in a jury trial, there are only 12 opinions that matter, and, Miss Troy, yours, most decidedly, is not one of them. Now, from this day forward, every case will be David versus Goliath, and guess who's holding the slingshot? Now, I have some bad news.